What's up guys, welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're going to take a look at my Cyber Strike competitive deck profile. As you guys know, I've made two videos so far. One where I unboxed the video and one where I build a $30 profit deck profile. But today, this is the competitive Cyber Dragon, Cyber Dark, Cyber Things deck profile, and I'm going to stabilize my camera, please. Whoopsie. So starting up, we are going to use one copy of Cyber Dark Chimera. It's hard to see through the camera. And yeah, just as I said in the last video, I'm sorry, I'm just a little tired right now where I record this. But this is just your ticket to get Power Bond from your deck. So then I'm using 3 copies of Cyber Dark Claw, the dragons. Then I'm using 3 copies of Cyber Dark Cannon. And every of the Cyber Darks those 2 Cyber Darks there have the abilities to send a monster from my deck to the graveyard when this card is destroyed. Then I'm using 2 copies of Cyber Dark Keel. And 1 copy of Cyber Dark Horn. And then 2 copies of Cyber Dark Itch. Yeah. Then I'm using, and the reason why I have changed the difference is because I have put other cards in this profile. Then we are using 2 copies of Attachment Cyburn, and then 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. Then we are using 2 copies of Cyber Dragon 3 and 2, just like the $30 profit structure deck. And then we're using 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core, so I can add cyber spell traps. And then a new card, Proto Cyber Dragon, which has the name Cyber Dragon while face up on the field. Or on the field, I think. Then we're using 1 copy of Cyber Pharaohs and Cyber Dragon Naxter. I think it's Naxter. Then we're using 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Via. Then Cyber Phoenix, 1 copy. Then 1 copy of Cyber Valley. And then 2 new dragons that is Infernal Dragon and Exploder Dragon. 2 cards that Saint Truesdale was using in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX universe, where after he got his hands on the Cyber Dark deck or the Underworld deck. Moving on to the spell cards, we're using 2 copies of Cybernetic Horizon and Cyber Dark Realm, which is the card you need in this deck to add cards or send cards to the graveyard. Then we're using 1 copy of Cyber Dark Impact to fusion summon our Cyber Dark Dragon. Then we're using 3 copies of Cyberload Fusion, which lets me choose the fusion materials and shuffle back into my deck. It's better than Overload Fusion. Then we are using 2 copies of Cyber Internal. And speaking of, we're using 2 copies of Overload Fusion. Then we are using 2 copies of our Cyber Dark Inferno, which prevents our Cyber Darks to be destroyed by card effects. Then I'm using 1 copy of Cyber Emergency, which lets me add 1 light machine monster that can't be normal summon or a Cyber Dragon monster. And then I'm using 1 copy of Evolution Burst, Limit or Removal, Fusion Deployment, and Power Bond. The new card here is Fusion Deployment, which lets me reveal a fusion monster from my extra deck and special summon from my hand or take 1 of the fusion materials. So that's just what that card. But I can see we haven't recorded so much, so I'm going to talk really quick about Power Bond. Power Bond is one of the most nasty cards you can use in a Cyber Dragon deck, or just machine deck where you use fusion monsters. But it also have the bad things, because yes, when you activate this card to maybe fusion summon, I don't know, using 3 Cyber Dragons to make what's it called, Cyber End Dragon. Then because of Power Bond, the attack points are doubled, which means it goes from 4,000 to 8,000. But the problem is, when I end my turn after I have activated Power Bond, I lose life points equal to the original attack. Moving on to the traps. I'm using 3 copies of Cyberdark Invasion, which lets me send an equipped card I control to the graveyard to destroy 1 card my opponent controls. Then I'm using 1 copy of Cybernetic Overflow and Cybernetic Revolution. And of course, we are using 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence. We will not miss that. And then we have 2 new cards, or not 2 new cards, but we have Powerball, Magic Cylinder, and Call of the Haunted. Magic Cylinder is one of the best stop attack cards you can get, because I stop the attack and then I damage my opponent's life points equal to the attack points of the attacking monster. Now we move on to the extra deck, and for that we're first of all using 1 copy of our newest Cyber Dark End Dragon. Then we're using 2 copies of Cyber End Dragon. I got 1 from Legendary Collection 2, the Duel Academy years, and that is a cool version of Cyber End Dragon. Then I'm using 1 copy of Cyber Twin Dragon, which has 2 attacks. Then I'm using 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Nova. And the combo I can make here is I can summon my Cyber Dragon Dry, which has the ability to make all Cyber Dragon monsters I control level 5. I need 2 machine level 5 monsters to summon this guy. So it's a quicker way to get him. Then I'm using 1 copy of Cyber Darkness Dragon, 5 Cyber Dark effect monsters, but I can equip a dragon or machine monster from my graveyard to this card, which has the perfect combo, because when I summon this and I, for example, have Cyber End Dragon in my graveyard, then I can tribute this monster to get my Cyber Dark End Dragon out, because that monster has the ability to be special summoned also by tributing 1 monster equipped with Cyber End Dragon. Then we are using 2 copies of Chimeritic Overdragon. This is more gorgeous than the cards, that the common versions we got from the structure deck, isn't it? In Secret Rares, also from Legendary Collection 2. Then I'm using 1 copy of Chimeritic Rampage Dragon, which has the ability to send light machine monsters to the graveyard from my deck to get 1 additional attack for each. Then we are using 1 copy of Chimeritic Fortress Dragon, which is very nasty, because I can use machine monsters on either side on the field. So I can use maybe 5 machines on my field and maybe 3 machines on my opponent's field. And if we go, a good combo would be to have this trap card DNA Surgery, which lets you choose 1 type and then all monsters on the field becomes that type so long this card is on the field. And this card, then I can tribute machine monsters on the field to fusion summon this card. I do not use Polymerization for this fusion summon. And for each, this card gains 1,000 attack points. Imagine if you have used 10 monsters, then it's 10,000 freaking attack points. And for the last extra deck, we are using we're using 2 copies of Cyber Dark Dragon, which let me, when this card is summoned, equip a dragon. Yeah, I can equip 1 dragon monster from my graveyard to this card. Then this card gains attack points equal to the original attack points, and that's plus the 1,000 it already have. And this card gains 100 extra attack points for each monster in my graveyard. So yeah, guys, what do you think about my, what's it called? My competitive Cyber Strike, Cyber Dark End deck profile? Hook me up in the comments, because this deck profile was fun to build. But yeah, guys, hook me up in the deck, not in the deck profile, in the comments. What do you think about this? Because this new monster is one of the strongest cards I have ever seen. Because, well, this card can attack each battle phase up to the number of equipped cards equipped to it. I will also maybe think about to combine something else with this, but we're not going to make a video about that. But we will see you. I will see you all next time in my next video. We will see each other and have fun. Peace out.